Today I want to share with you about the sidewalks in Vietnam. So if you have been to Vietnam, you notice that the sidewalks are always crowded with vendors, motorbikes and all kind of people doing business there. And actually the Vietnamese government has this plan to clear the pavement, to return the sidewalk back to the pedestrian, the people, the tourists. However, this kind of plan have never been succeeded because the people, the local community and the vendors who depend on the sidewalks for the business, for their everyday life, consider sidewalks as public spaces and public access. And this shouldn't be solely decided by government. It should be, the rules on the sidewalk should be decided by both the local community and the authorities. And they call this kind of decision making as lawmaking làm luật. So the law here doesn't mean the law that being decided in the parliament in a constitutional sense. The law here is being applied in the most flexible and broader sense. So it's a set of rules that tacitly agree between the authorities and the local communities. So in practice, it's usually the local vendors offer money or offer some gifts or some tips to the police officer and asking them not to visit at certain hours or certain spaces or certain period. And this kind of shady business are actually expected. So if you don't pay the money, don't give the bribe, you will be facing a more strict enforcement. You will be visited by the police officer more often. So the local people even call this call the police officer officer by day, but robbers at night. So this kind of practices actually makes the effort to clear the sidewalk becomes an empty gesture, just a mere performance. But this is the reality and we need to acknowledge it, and it happens very commonly in Vietnam. So maybe not just this law to clear the pavement is being practiced in this way. All kind of law, when it comes to the grassroots level, when it comes to the all walks of life, the way that being designed at the top level and the way it being practiced in the local level can be very, very different. So this reminds us that when we study a societal problem in Vietnam, we shouldn't just look into the policy document, the laws, but at the same time we need to look into how the rules are being played out in the local community on the ground. Yeah. So although this is kind of controversial, this type of practice of làm luật is very controversial, but it's nevertheless a reality, and it's something we need to take into account when we talk about the culture of sidewalks in Hanoi and in Vietnam. See you in the next video. Bye bye.